Today I'm going to be wood graining this pedal car boat, and I'm going to do it on a budget with these three things and a little mineral spirits and a rag. It's gel stain. I'm using a gel stain, and I'm using this old brush that I found for like probably 50 cents at a garage sale, I think it was. And this is just a Michael's little edge brush, and that's all. I'm not going to use any other tools, and this has worked well for me for 20 or 30 years, so I'm not changing it. Now this is just the way I do it. They do have some good tools out there to use, but it's a lot more expensive, and maybe this will help you get a project going at the house you can do. I use a gel stain. I'm going to use first I painted the background with a Ronin lettering enamel, and I used this color background, like a tannish, and I never did this color before. That's why I'm doing it, because once you put the wood graining on it, it changes the appearance. And I'm using a coffee wood graining. Let's see how lumpy and thick it is. That's what you want. That's the kind of stain you want. So I'm putting it in my bin, just a little bit, right like that. Then I'll take a little mineral spirits and I'll pour some in this end of it, just a little bit like that. Basically, my brush. Now this brush, it's not a, it's a thick, it's kind of a coarse bristle. It's not real soft. You don't want a soft bristle, because you want to get these coarse bristles will help you get the grain look. And again, just look up some old ratty brush that you find and try it. Now I take this a little bit here and dip it into the stain, dip it a little bit into the mineral spirits. And basically I just imagine what wood graining might look like. So I go up and down with it like that. Then I dip this brush a little bit into here, a little bit of mineral spirits, and then I just kind of play with it. Kind of make a couple of random little items on it. Let it dry just a few minutes, a few seconds rather, and then just try to drag it. Now I'm not using any pressure on this brush. I'm just kind of letting the weight of the brush drag it. And I don't play with it too long. Sometimes I screw it up by playing with it too much, then it becomes one big mess. But I like the way that looks right now. That looks good. I'm digging that, see? Maybe I'll add a couple more pieces here. And do the same thing. Just drag it, trying to drag it in the direction that the other ones were in. Yeah, there we go. That's a little too dark. I don't like it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to press hard on my brush and take some of it off. You can do that. There we go. Try it again. we go. That's good. Okay. Naturally, you mask off the areas that you don't want any staining to go on. This whole trim is going to be outlined with a pinstriping color, so I'm not too concerned about the bleed unders or the perfection of that masking tape. Now, if you don't want it dark, you just don't add as much stain on it. Just kind of like, just add a little bit. See, ooh, that looks actually pretty good, almost right there. And we're going to add a little something here, something like that. And let's see what happens here. Let's see. Yeah. This one will go this way. This one will go this way. And then drag it a little bit this way. Yeah, I like that. Sometimes I play with it too much and I got to redo it because I just got to learn to leave well enough alone. But it's a learning experience. Everyone is different and it's a little custom, so it works out pretty good. I like that. Now we'll go to the other side. Remember, fill every spot first with the stain so you got color on all the background. Then you play with it, like, and this one we want to do, maybe try to get some action a little bit on this. Try to add a little. And wood is very, wood's got a lot of different nuances in it, knot holes and grain. It's really great to look at. I love playing with this stuff because you never know what you're going to make. Everyone, like I said, everyone is custom and different. If you have too much paint on your brush and it comes out like that, just take on a rag and wipe it all off. Press a little harder and it'll take most of it off. Like, again, the difference in the color of the background will change your color of your wood grain. If you have more of a red, I might have said this, but if you have more of a reddish brown background and you use this dark coffee stain like I have, you'll get more mahogany look to it, or I would say maybe cherry wood. You can tape over this stuff fairly, as long as you don't press it down real hard, you can tape over this fairly quickly. You got to remember, most of this is actually mineral spirits. You're only using a minimal amount of stain, so mineral spirits will dry up pretty quick. I mean, look at that. That was just a few minutes ago, and it's already, you don't see any pulling up of the tape at all. I don't press it down hard, so I just kind of let it go with that. Now we're gonna do this one, so I'll back tape this piece and overlap it like a millimeter, just to make sure none of the background shows through in case I miss it. See, I don't like it's a little too thin, so I'll wipe it off and go with the drier stain and then try it again. Now let's say you're not happy with this. This is all mineral spirits. You can just take your rag with your gloves, clean it off, and do it again. It's real forgiving. See, this is when it's a little too dry. So you add a little more stain. Just a little more stain and a dab of the mineral spirits. And you're back in action. You can do it again. Make sure you cover every piece of that the paint underneath it. This way all the little wood nuances look good. I like to do things there. I like knot holes. So maybe we'll do a knot hole here. We'll try something like this. Experiment and have fun with it. And you can look at some great ideas with wood, just probably around your house. Here. Now you take that and you kind of feather it one way a little bit. And I'm just using the weight of the brush. When I feather it this way, see what that looks like. Then I take the knot hole, just go a little bit, and I leave it. And that's what you do. The more you play with it, the better you'll get at it. It just takes time and it gets a feel. But for most part, just look at how wood is. Look at the graining on it. And the thinness and the thickness, that's just a matter of touch. You'll get it. If it's too thin, it'll look bad. If it's too thick, it won't move. So I mean, it's only been a few minutes, and this is already setting up. So just make sure you cover every inch of it, and then after that, then you can detail it. I've got an 1/8 inch separation line between these planks because I plan on throwing more like an off-white or a cream color stripe in between them, just like the old Chris Craft boats used to have. And I think that'll help add to the realism of it. Now we'll take this off and see what we got. Okay, so we got our wood graining done. It's been 2 days, and now I'm gonna throw a coat of clear over it. I only damp rag the dust off. That's all I'm doing. I don't use any chemicals at all, because the chemicals will react with the stain that you put on and could lift it. So I just use a little damp towel. And basically now I'm just going to use a dollar store brush with soft bristles, one of my lettering enamel brushes, and some spar varnish, exterior spar varnish. And that's all I'm using to clear it. Now you could use an automotive spray clear with this also, but that's a whole different process and I'm not doing that. So basically, I just kind of run my bead over it. This will help protect, this will definitely protect all the wood graining you did, and also I use a high gloss. It brings out the grain. It just looks so much better once you clear it. Then I'll just take this brush after I cut it in with the other lettering brush. I'll just take this brush and brush this on. I go in the direction of the wood grain, so if there are any brush marks that you see, it kind of flows in with the wood grain. So, and you can see where you've been because the varnish is shiny and the stain is a matte finish. So just look and make sure you cover every bit of it. Once I make sure it's all covered, basically I just try to level it out. That's all, just level it out real nice. Look at it from different angles and you'll be able to see if you missed a spot.